So I've never been the best builder in Minecraft, but today I wanted to change that, so I decided to make this video. So this is not live commentary, this is a voiceover, but while I'm making this world, I hope you like, subscribe and enjoy the video. So yeah, alright, here we are in the world. So I decided to get materials because that's what you do to make a house. And yeah, I grab wood, calcite and polished deep slate, and I start making the frame of the house. So these blocks will be the main block palette for this build, and I will be using diorite as well, but it's basically the same thing as calcite. Just need in some areas where I can't really put calcite, like stairs and slabs. So right now I'm just making a frame of the base. It's going to be like a circular kind of wizard tower, like a fantasy place, you know. And yeah, I'm just trying to get the layout down, making space for the windows, and just building, having fun, you know. So here I go in to change the shape of the windows because of a little design that I want to do that would like kind of make the windows not look nice if they stayed like how they were before I changed them. Right now I'm just making the build taller and giving it better dimensions so I can work on the little details later on in the video. So here I start doing the little detail that I told you about, which would require me to make the windows a bit smaller. So I actually messed up with that deep slate near the door there. It was meant to be one block in front of where it is, but basically the gist of it is I'm layering up 2 calcite blocks, I'm stacking them up, and then I'm putting 1 block of deep slate around the outside of them, and I fixed that little issue there. As you saw, I had to break some of the calcite blocks around the windows because they would make the build look really bad if they stayed there. But now I'm grabbing diorite stairs, which is one of the reasons why I couldn't use calcite for the entire build. So I used a very similar block, calcite. What I'm doing is I'm making so there are 2 stairs that will always face each other, so there's always going to be a pair of stairs facing each other. That's just a little like pattern that I like to do. But anyway, after I finish that up, I admire my work, and then I go to work on the windows after that. You see that I've been putting in some windowsills, and then I look at this little block and it's really out of place and it looks horrible, so I just break both of them, move the diorite down, and I grab glass to be able to put it here. Something that really annoyed me is the fact that the glass doesn't connect because of the mod pack I'm using, but I figured this out and I fixed it later on in the video. So anyway, now I'm working on like making the build just look nicer, and I grab deep slate stairs, and I work on the roof. I work on the roof in this clip here. For some reason I forgot about all the other windows and just went straight to the roof. Don't worry, I'll do the windows later on in the video, but just not right now. this little bit here, I start struggling with the shape of the roof because for some reason it didn't line up properly. It didn't work out for me. So what I do after a bit of trial and error is I move the entire second half of the roof backwards, because then I have more space to work with. So you can see me doing that here. I'm breaking all of those blocks, and then I swap out those wooden ones for diorite, polished diorite to be specific, and then I swap all of them out and I start to work on the roof after finishing this. Here you can see that I clearly got the shape horribly wrong, and I'm wondering what the hell did I do here to make it go so bad. And what happened was I had literally just placed some of these diorite blocks wrong, so I'll try to fix as much as I can. It doesn't work until it does, so it was just a bit of trial and error until I got it to work. But yeah, this is a little demonstration of how sometimes I can mess things up so much and so weirdly. But when I did actually fix it, I was like, wait, how did that work? It was so crazy. As you can see here, I am finishing up the roof, and I'm going to add some walls and iron bars to make it look like a kind of spire, to make it look nice, because it's meant to be a wizard tower. And then I'm going to add a little something on top. So as you can see here, I've just finished up the roof, and now I'm adding the little spire. So what I do is I make the point, and then I go into my creative inventory and I grab red wool. So I grab the wool, I make a flag as you'd expect, but then after I finish it, I look at the flag, it looks absolutely horrendous. So I get more iron bars, I add them up there. It still looks bad though. So I make it look much nicer like that, and then to add more depth, I bring it out to look like it's waving in the wind. So that's the main outside part of the house built, of the little wizard tower. So I grab vines to make a little to make it look overgrown, sort of, to add more detail to it. So what I do is I just put a bunch of vines absolutely everywhere. Like, I go ham with the vines, and in the end it did actually look pretty nice. Right here is when I go into my resource packs to add the clear glass texture pack, but then I see a little up, please, thank you. Then I see continuity, I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but I see those two texture packs, I add them, and then voila, my problem with unconnected glass is solved. And this actually also connected bookshelves that I add in later. But this is also when I finally add windows to my house. I know, it's amazing. So anyway, I finish off the vines and start working on the roof, but then the skeleton thinks he can walk in without paying rent. Nah, I can't have that. So I take him out in the most humane way possible. I politely ask him to leave the house, and he does. I never see from him again, which is good. I think I taught him his lesson. But anyway, now that I finished the floors, I add a door so no more trespassers can walk in, and I admire my work. After admiring my work, I notice a lack of variety in the house. So, what I do is I place more vines. That it's definitely not overkill, but then I grab more wood to kind of switch it up, you know. I take out everything apart from my sword. I mean my little sign that tells people to not like trespass, you know. Anyway, so I grab more wood and then I put it in my inventory. I also grab the deep slate block because it looks kind of like wood. Put it in my inventory, in my hotbar, and then I start breaking this wood to add more variety to thy build. So now I'm admiring my work for like 3 seconds, and then I go inside to add the second floor to my house, which is going to be an enchanting setup. One thing I did forget though is to add a bed to my house. No, listen here, listen closely. I forgot to add a bed to a house in Minecraft. So I had an enchanting setup, dark magic, but I forget to add a bed. So maybe in a future video I will do the very difficult task of adding a bed to my house. Very difficult. So yeah, maybe in the next video I'll do that. But anyway, here my dumbass is trying to look for a chiseled bookshelf, but I realize that doesn't exist because I'm in 1.19.2, so my mods would work. So I remember that, and then I find a enchantment table and start making a funky little shape with the bookshelves that looks more like dark magic. So yeah, I start placing these cautious to be sure that I have a level 30 enchantment for every single time I'm gonna enchant something in this world. Yeah. Anyway, so while making this, I place bookshelves, and I later on add an enchantment table. Right here, I am adding stained glass, magenta stained glass, to the bottom of the build, so it feels more magic-y than it does with wood. Yeah, so if you walked into a library and saw a back room and it had a like dark magic thing that would upgrade anything you put into it, well, not anything, but it'll upgrade stuff that you put into it, would you feel more safe with magenta stained glass or wood? Yeah, I know I'd feel more safe with wood, which is why I add magenta stained glass. Nothing is safe about dark magic. Right here, I realize that you can't really access the enchantment room unless you can fly. and I don't know many people who can fly. So I add a ladder, but I remove that ladder because it's in an inconvenient place. You won't really be able to, it will be hard for you to jump there if you're horrible at Minecraft. So I place 2 ladders on each side for symmetry reasons after shifting the place, and then I jump around and admire my little house. The work that I've done is pretty good. I enchant my sword for no apparent reason. Right after doing that, I disintegrate it, and yeah, here I am, jumping around, flying around in my little house that I just made in like 30 minutes. It's pretty nice. So right here, I go to fix the problem of there not being any lights in the house, and I grab soul lanterns and normal lanterns. I put the soul lanterns in the enchantment room, hang them up, put them down, put them in nice places, and then I also put them under the enchantment room. So yeah, I'm just hanging up lanterns right now, and then I go outside. I know. I place lanterns all around. I place them in those little middle bits right there, and they just bring the house together a tiny bit more. So after I'm done with that, I should be adding little support beams after beating a spider. So, well, first what I do is I add shaders. After I add them, I put them on, I use them, it takes 5 business days to load, and I admire my house. Looks pretty nice. And one thing I didn't realize, when downloading the extreme version of Silder's shaders, if it's raining, you actually get rain particles on your face, which is pretty cool. But anyway, right now I'm just adding some little poles, and I'm going to put lanterns on them later and trim the sizes so they're all different. That creeper looked like it was coming towards me and made me question if I really was in creative mode. Yes, I was. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm pretty sure creepers don't have pathfinding if you're on creative. But anyway, I'm putting down these lanterns. Coming to the end of the video, I realized that I've done a pretty good job, and it looks so nice. So then I start doing shady business. I start posing for a thumbnail, and then I have to adjust the weather, adjust the time of day, so the thumbnail actually looks nice. Because this as a thumbnail, it's pretty nice, but it's just not the best. I could do much better. So after doing some posing, I realized that I don't like it. I changed the weather to clear, and then since I put lanterns and got shaders, I set the time to night's time, midnight specifically, so it's nice and dark. And then I do peaceful mode, so I don't have any photo bombers in the back. And I just posed for the thumbnail right here. Don't know why I'm going into some deep conversation about it. It's really not that exciting. But yeah, I took like 17 screenshots, and I just run around. I kind of admire my work a bit, and then yeah, that's it. Subscribe!